never talked to them boys that sat on them benches. I was in the game on 4th and inches.
Mic check, mic check. Let me kick my feet up. How's everybody feeling on this great Monday? Got a big time commitment. Excuse the reef in the background. As you see, I am at work, sitting in the office. And it is Christmas in July. Maybe actually don't excuse it. It's a perfect decoration. Because Santa Claus keeps giving, and that we have the black Santa Claus on this staff, the one shining light on this staff, and that is the man, the myth, the legend, the man who has reached God mode, God tier status, the one and only Alex Atkins. Continues to do what he continues to do. Anytime he's involved with one of these old linemen, there's no reason to worry. No reason to concern yourself. You can almost, at this point, it's actually kind of insane. At this point, you can take it to the bank. I'm going to crack this door. People don't walk by and be like, who is he talking to? None of your business. Don't come in my office. There we go. All right. Now, where were we? Back to the matter at hand. So Lucas Simmons, man, one of the best offensive linemen in the country. Is he one of the best in the state? Is he the best? Where does he rank in the state? Does anybody know where he ranks in the state? And give me a thumbs up real quick, as long as y'all can hear me. Can y'all hear me okay? Shout out to Till Dog. He said something caught me at work. Huge commit. Now we wait and see if he sticks. Hopefully the staff learn from it. I don't think I'm worried about him decommitting. I'm not too worried about anybody decommitting other than Parson. And even I think Parson's going to stick with it as long as FSU shows him that they want him. And I don't think you got to worry about any of Atkins' guys going elsewhere. Again, we know how he is. When Atkins gets those hooks, when he sinks those hooks in, them kids don't go anywhere. Ronald Smith in the building says, love the commit. We are seriously building a hell of an O-line. Norvell Central in the building, as always. Go Noles. Chris Robinson with the Orlando check-in. Joel says, Alex Atkins killing it. Kevin says, what up, POLK? Y'all make sure to click that like button. Atkins, make him assistant head coach. Yes, sir, says FSU. Tony membered 863 Tribe. Timmy says, Norvell Atkins. I see you, Timmy. I know you got to put your little Norvell plug in there. Tell Norvell to focus on some of these other. Tell Norvell he need to focus on some of these other position groups. I think Atkins got it. But I see you. You've been plugging Norvell in there. Good job. That's Norvell's PR guy, if you guys aren't aware. Tyler Henry, member of the 863 Tribe. Funny how O-line and D-line don't care about. Ain't it crazy, Tyler? Everybody talks about NIL. But apparently, offensive linemen and defensive linemen, they just want to be broke and poor, and they don't care about cash and checks. Interesting. Or is it that recruiters recruit, as we've been saying? Boxing Monster /DF, member the 863 Tribe. So Atkins is going to another program. He's overachieving. I think the 23rd. I don't believe 23rd what? Offensive tackle? No, he's 109th in the country. So out of 109, you telling me there's 22 other tackles in the top 100? Maybe not. I don't think so. And he's definitely one of the top 10 players in the state of Florida, right? Has to be. Chris Robinson in the building. A dang base says, hope he doesn't leave. You're saying he's 23rd in the state of Florida. Okay. Which even that's kind of crazy, right? But that makes a little bit more sense because the state of Florida has a ton of receivers that maybe they think are better. But anytime the kid's 6'7", 6'8", 300 plus pounds, now I don't know how accurate this is, but I did see him do a box jump at 48 inches, which is insane. 48 inches, y'all, which is insane. He says, I'm loving these trench muscles we're getting on both sides of the line. And Ronald Smith says he's number 16. But yeah, man, it's a good day. I figured I'd come on here and, too many times we come on here and address the negative. So why not come on here? Let's talk about the positivity that's going on and the one shining light. When all else fails, you can look in the sky and find the North Star. That continues to be Atkins, right? So, again, at this point, does anybody have any doubts? When you hear an O-lineman that FSU's in the running for is committing, do you doubt it? Because I don't doubt it. Oh, hold on. Mike Norvell's PR guy just came up. Let's see what he got. We want to put Norvell in it when everything goes wrong, but when something's right, it doesn't get no credit. But Norvell is the head coach. But that's what you guys do when y'all blame Ron Dugans. Wait a minute now. Let's call the spade a spade, Mike Norvell's PR guy. When Ron Dugans isn't recruiting wide receivers, y'all say, oh, Ron Dugans need to be fired. It ain't Mike's fault. Ron Dugans is trash. Coach Yak is trash. Coach Marv is trash. Randy Shannon ain't getting it done. So I'm just keeping the same energy. I agree with you for the most part. The head coach is going to get the blame, and he gets the congratulations as well. Head coach is going to get the blame, but he's also going to get the applause when things go right? So you as a leader, you get, it's unavoidable. You get the good and the bad that comes with the job. So it is what it is. Norvell's the head coach, so congratulations on Mike Norvell for landing Lucas Simmons today. Now let's land some other stuff. Let's have Norvell focus on some of these other position groups because it's kind of looking like it doesn't work there. That's all I'm saying, man. But shout out to Mike Norvell's PR guy. What up, Irv? Member of the 863 tribe. He says, I'm always blaming somebody because there's always somebody to blame. Who do you blame? Or is nobody to blame and it just... Who do you blame? Who do you blame? Atkins is keeping Norvell employed. Absolutely. Seems to be that way. I mean, for everybody that wants to jump on the Atkins or jump on the Norvell bandwagon all of a sudden, you take Atkins off the staff. Is everybody else still holding weight? What's up, Zozuki? Who hired Atkins? Was it Jimbo? Was it Kirby? How about Saban? No. Only Memphis Mike gave him a shot. He gets credit for that. No one said he doesn't. I'm the only person that gives him the credit and the blame. That's what y'all can't handle. I'm the only person that holds his feet to the fire, both good and bad. Criticize when there's time to criticize and applaud when it's time to applaud. Offensive line, the trenches and recruiting in general, O-line and D-line, is looking very good right now. So that's what's up. That's dope. Everything else is dead. But I really didn't come on here to argue with y'all and be negative. I actually wanted to give credit where credit was due. Lucas Simmons FaceTime Norvell, not Atkins after he committed. Congratulations to Lucas Simmons. He should FaceTime his head coach. If you think it's any other way around, though, you haven't been watching this team the past 2 years. But okay, we'll give Mike Norvell the credit here. And he deserves it because he is the head coach. If Atkins, 5-7, if 5-7 Atkins can't get kids in, all the other coaches should be able to do the same. What's up, Matthew? What's going on with you? Even if we go 8-4, I still want Norvell out. We need to don't send Dugans packing because according to your boy Timmy, it's Mike Norvell's fault. It is not Ron Dugan's fault, right? Let's keep that same energy. Atkins don't get the praise. That's Mike Norvell's commit. Mike Norvell got Lucas Simmons, and that's dope. So I want Mike Norvell to get that criticism for the wide receiver recruiting, the running back recruiting, the linebacker recruiting, the DB recruiting, and the quarterback recruiting. Oh, and the tight end recruiting. Dugans needs to be escorted out immediately. Nope, I'm not doing it with y'all. That's Mike Norvell's fault because that's what Timmy's saying here. Just want to keep it clear. Which one we doing? Which one we doing? We blaming Mike and we throwing Mike Norvell and Alex Atkins in the same basket, or what we doing? Is it Dugan's fault or is it Mike's fault? I don't know, man. I don't know. Irv, you read my mind. Facts though, they can recruit too. I'm just saying, bro. What we doing? That's all. I'm just saying. But on a serious note, no, Mike Norvell gets a ton of credit for the hiring of Alex Atkins. Like on a serious note, he made his best hires in the trenches. It looks like, and you've seen he's reaping the benefit of that. And I do believe, again, this is me being serious. I do believe that if you're asking me how you build a football team and a program, that they're doing it the right way, right? Oh, my light just cut out, but that's okay. Y'all can still see me. I do believe that. I think the issue is you cannot be really, how do I put it? You cannot be excited about everything. Like, it's not the fact that you're not landing guys. Like, I can understand if you are not landing guys just because, you're making the top 5 and the play on the field's not up to par, so you'd end up not getting them. Which actually, Alex Atkins actually had to go through that. Remember, we made Amarius Mims original top 3 before he committed to Georgia. And we won 3 games that year. Right? And we didn't get him, obviously. You can't win 3 games and think you're going to get a guy like Amarius Mims. But at least the writing was on the wall, right? That, okay, he still finished in the top 3. So you start doing some stuff on the field, and maybe you turn this thing around. My problem is with everything else outside of O-line and D-line, we're not even finishing in the top for any of these guys right now, man. We're being eliminated out of the top 10s a year out. Good luck trying to get back in it. So that's kind of the issue. Motivated, dedicated. I don't know what he's talking about, but shout out to him. And Dengbe said Shelton Sampson. I don't know what he's talking about, but shout out to Dengbe. Hold on, guys. Let me refresh real quick because when I be on my phone sometimes, it doesn't refresh. So I might black out here for a minute. Okay, we're back. Okay, we're looking good. I think all the comments are loaded. So we're looking good. So yeah, man, but I think we're doing good in the trenches. And ultimately, there's one more big fish out there at offensive line. That is DJ Chester. I think that's the last guy they target. They probably, if I'm Atkins, I'm sure they're going all in on that one. They probably won't sign any more than three, and you have three arguably, I don't even know if it's arguable, but you got three elite guys. One legit tackle, one inside guy, and Chester, I think he's a tweener. I think he could be a tackle, right tackle, or move to the inside if need be. And I think that's the last target. And then I think that shores up O-line recruiting after that. Now, how long before Chester is ready to go through the process? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if Chester's going through the season or if he's going to – I mean, it's already July. My guess at this point is that he's probably going to go through the season. But O-line recruiting is almost done. They brought in 10 last year, 6 out of the high school ranks. So you knew this class wasn't going to be big, but it was going to be high quality. And 3, I think, is good. And again, you got 3 guys all within the top 200. Kearney's a top 120 guy, I think. Top 130 guy for sure. Lucas is right outside the top 100 at 109 or something like that. I mean, not Luke. Yeah, Lucas Simmons. And then Chester's another top 150 guy, if I'm not mistaken. So they're going after big fish. They're big game fishing right now. And then after that, I think O-line recruiting's done. Timmy said, I just want Novell to get credit when it's due. Yes, Atkins is doing a great job, and we need to criticize Novell when that is all. Dugans needs to get Shelton Sampson over LSU. Well, yeah, good luck with that. Give Atkins a mill. I think we signed 4. Unless you know of another guy on the board, I think Chester's honestly the last guy. Now, if they were to miss on Chester, they probably have a backup. I'm almost sure of that. But I don't see the need of 4. 4's. I'm not gonna say 4 is a bad thing. You take as many as you can get, I guess. I don't see the need of putting your resources into a 4th guy. That's just me, though. We finna go from worst O-line to the best in the country. Tim says, you think we can get Kinsler? And Jay says, just have Atkins recruit everybody. Right, just have Atkins do everybody's job for him. What are we paying all these other guys for? Just get Atkins to do everybody's job. Kinsler who? I might know here talking about, just not be aware of the name right now. Kinsler. The name doesn't strike me off the top of my head. What position does he play? What position does he play? Kinsler, the old tackle that decommitted from Florida. Oh, Tommy Kinsler. I don't know. Did he decommit for us? I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I haven't followed his recruitment. Don't know anything about him. If he decommitted from Florida, I have to go check him out. I know Chester's the other big name on the recruiting board. That's what I know. So maybe Kinsler is the 4th guy that Ronald thinks, or maybe Kinsler is the backup to Chester. It's possible. I think they're going all in on Chester. That's just me, though. What up, Island Boy? I buy Mutt Pack. Say Kinsler whole family love the Gators. I'm surprised he decommitted. For the Gators to have 2 O-line coaches, I'm surprised they don't recruit better than they are at the O-line. I think they're actually doing a decent job everywhere but O-line. If you look at the recruiting for Florida, they're doing a decent job, I think, everywhere but O-line, which is kind of surprising. Rather get Chester. I agree. Rather get Chester. But then again, I'm not going to speak on Kinsler because I haven't followed his recruiting. Don't know much about the kid. He will likely be Miami, though. His parents love the visit. He's from my hometown in Ocala. Okay. You can have Randy Moss at receiver coach. It's not going to make a difference. No top wide receiver. Yep, you've said that for a million times. And you have a little bit of credence there. Ouch. You got a little bit of credence there. Not a lot, a little bit. I agree to a certain extent. But I still believe recruiters recruit. We should be able to get playmakers in the future. We should be able to do a lot of things. Let's see if we actually end up doing it. You know, Micah Mays is a wide receiver we need to offer. What do y'all think, man? Y'all thinking? I mean, with the O line looking the way it's looking, with the D line kind of looking the way it's looking, y'all know the next big name I want in the defensive line is Jordan Hall. I don't know how it looks. I think Florida might be in the lead there, though. I read some quotes from him the other day, and he seems pretty big on the Florida staff. And I'll say this about Napier. He's targeting that Jacksonville area again. So that might be a tough pull. But outside of that, who do you got? Who's your guys' next? Who's your biggest want? Now it says he wants Hakeem Williams. I think we all want him. Is he realistic? At this point, is Hakeem realistic? Because I'm not sure I believe he's realistic. He just picked up an offer from Penn State. He's just waiting on a committable offer from FSU. You're talking about Micah Mays. Oh my God, these guys talking about Tommy Frazier. This man's talking about football from 30 years ago. But let's see what you're talking about, bro. When Tommy Frazier was running the wishbone, the good side wide receivers were playing at FSU. Who's F? I guess you meant UF and Miami, not with Tommy Frazier. Again, I don't know how that correlates with what we got going on here, but shout out to Boxing Monster. Singleton's your biggest one. I think Hall's leaning towards Florida, but that's just me. But Georgia would make sense too. I mean, what Georgia just put in the NFL this past year on the defensive line, it was ridiculous, right? So Georgia makes sense. Hard to compete with that. Hakeem, laughing emojis. BB, what's going on? So Halls for me is kind of the guy that I would like next. Don't know. Outside of him, obviously, you would love to see some receivers. The problem is, man, I'm just being honest with you. I think Tavion Gadsden's a obvious get at this point. So I don't, that's not like one of those big ones for me. I think Gadsden, I don't want to say it's a lot, but I think it's looking good. Brock or Parsons. Just seen Brock is committing soon. I'll be honest with you. I've gone back and forth. At one point, I liked Brock more. Brock's tape, to me, was better than Parsons' tape, to me. What Parsons does well, I always talk about, he's got a big arm, and he runs around, scrambles, he makes things happen. Brock is more of that kind of, obviously he's the pocket passer. Your prototype, right? I've gone back and forth. As of today, after the Elite 11, I think the Elite 11 showed me a little bit more to Parsons than I originally thought. And I'm not just talking about his skill set, but just he's game. He's there to compete. And he took Elite 11 personal, and he showed people that, he was there to compete, and he finished in the top 10 or top 11 of that competition. So for me, right now, I'm going with the guy that's committed, and that's Parsons. If Brock commits and we get two quarterbacks, we'll see how that plays out. Right now, I'm going with Parsons, though. I think we can flip Jaylen Brown if we have a great season. I was surprised we were in his top 5. A lot of people don't think that Jaylen Brown's recruitment is over with. So I can see where you're coming from, Timmy. I don't think Miami's going to give up on that one. And again, having us even being in the top 5 says, hey, if you beat LSU, maybe you can get them to reconsider. So we'll see. Hypnotic says Andy Jean. I'm trying to think if I know who that one is. Andy Jean. What position he play? And then Rose, what it do? Remember the 863 trap. Hit the like button, y'all. I usually I'm at work bored, so I figured when I go live, and there was a Twitter space, and everybody's going live. So I said, why not go live myself and get the voice of the people? See what y'all talking about. How y'all feeling about this? Andy Jean's a receiver. Bro, I don't know. I don't know what traction we got with these receivers. I'm going to be honest with you. If we really think we're getting homie out of LSU, good luck. I told y'all, good luck. If we can't even get the boys in our own backyard, I don't see how we go all the way to Baton Rouge and get a kid out of LSU's backyard. When LSU wants them, good luck. Then Kelly already comes over to Florida and gets a guy out of South Florida at wide receiver. Ain't that something? Hakeem Williams, I mean, I'm hearing good things that he potentially wants to be a Knoll, but I don't know if I believe it. But we'll see. Then you got William Foles, who releases the top 4. Florida State's not included. Then the Twitter bullies get a hold of him. Then he comes back and he goes, oh, FSU's in the mix too. And Dugans is the GOAT, but you didn't include us in the original top 4. So that tells me everything I need to know there. And he's been tweeting a lot of Miami stuff recently. So I'm guessing that's where he's leaning to. I don't know where we have any traction, bro, with any of these receivers, if I'm being honest with you. Andy Jean is South Florida wide receiver who decommitted from Miami. What up, Pharrell? It's Parsons. So yeah, I better get it right, bro. It's Parsons, not Parsons. Tell them, Rose, they better get it right. If Brock Gums Parson may leave. I don't know. He may not. I remember last year we kind of went through the same deal. We had your boy committed, Markio. He was recruiting for us. He was saying all the right things. As soon as Duffy popped, he went silent, and next thing you know, he was out the door. Crazy how Woodson may have went from best to worst recruiter. Again, I told y'all this last Wednesday or Thursday, whenever I went live on the Hangover. I think we embellish Woodson because he had Hunter committed that whole time. And anytime you have the best guy in the country committed for a year, yeah, you're going to get that recognition. Now, you also landed McCall, you also landed AZ, but it's kind of worrisome that DB recruiting fell off a cliff and really in less than a year. That's interesting for me. Oh, man, Terry just come out the blue with some BS. Where that came from. Dugans and Novell can't give up on these receivers. Don't want to have an ugly PR stunt. Like, I don't think they're giving up on them. I think it's just the writing's on the wall. Yeah, I don't think they gave up on any of them. I don't know what the deal with Rick's is. I don't know. Again, that's addressed that earlier. If you didn't go watch that video, y'all go check that out. That Rick situation's kind of ugly, and I don't quite understand how that happens. And I still haven't gotten a good reason by anybody who claims to know anything of what's going on with the Rick situation, other than a bunch of, oh, he's lying and this and that. Ridiculous. I read that one. What's up, Smith? Adam Hopkins. Who is Adam Hopkins? Help me out. What position does he play? Who's that? What are your thoughts on certain Twitter reporters claiming a kid lied on the staff? What kid are we talking about? Are we talking about Ricks? Is that who we're talking about? Got to be a little bit more specific, R. Davies, so I can kind of know the situation you're talking about. What happened? I don't. Nothing. Nothing happened to him. Ain't nothing happened. Did you not just see the class they just got recruited? A&M's in the position where they don't have to rush to anything. They're not going to finish where they're ranked. Guarantee that. Oh, the Ricks situation is what I'm connected with more. Adam Hopkins is a receiver. And R. Davis all says Ricks. Okay. So if we're talking about Ricks, and what are my thoughts on Ricks? On Twitter reports claiming that Ricks lied on the staff. I already talked about it. Y'all can say he lying all you want, but when multiple players have echoed the same, what did they all? Come on, all these players come together and decided they're gonna what's the word? Conspire together and downplay FSU and try to negatively talk about like did all those players, because it wasn't just Ricks. Okay. It wasn't just Dante Moore. It's about 4 or 5 other recruits that decided to speak out and say, yeah, you know what? The same thing happened to me. Also DBs at that. Also DBs said the same thing happened to me. We were in good communication. All of a sudden the communication stopped. So take for that for what it's worth. I don't think all those young men are lying. Something's going on there. Whatever it is, that I don't have any insight on. And of course, those Twitter reporters or the beat writers, as you claim, they all, every time something happens, they go into cleanup mode for Mike Norvell. Every single time they go into cleanup mode. So it's a little bit ridiculous to me. And Deion is plotting on one of our recruits. If so, what do you think he is poaching? Who would that be? Who do we have committed right now that Deion would be plotting against? Because I'm being honest with y'all. If you look at what Prime's doing, he's able to sell some stuff to some of these skill position guys. He still can't. He's not going to be able to land. Our best recruits are all in the trenches. I do not believe Deion Sanders pulls. If you are a D lineman, if you're an offensive lineman, and you want to go to the next level, you're not going to JU for that. You have to play in the SEC. You have to play in one of these big time conferences. Obviously, Florida State plays a lot of SEC schools, so that works. The ACC is a good conference for defensive linemen as well. If you look at Clemson and what they've been able to do recently, you're not going to Jackson State if you're an O lineman or a D lineman. So I don't believe that. And we don't have any damn skill position players committed right now that I don't want to say they're not worth a damn, but probably aren't guys that Deion would try to poach. So I don't believe it. Do I really think we stop contacting Ricks? I'm not gonna say the kid's lying. I think something happened there. I would just like to know the reason why. I simply would just like to know the reason why. If it was just Rick saying this and we didn't have the Dante Moore situation 2 months earlier, and then a lot of people didn't come out and co-sign a lot of the things that Rick's said, and the 247 guys reached out to Rick's and he confirmed that, I mean, what is Rick's motivation to lie on Florida State? Seriously, what is his motivation to lie? For the people that don't believe him, I would just like to know what is his motivation to lie. That's just my question. I believe him. I just think there's more to the story. I would love to believe that the staff just didn't drop the ball, that something came up, something happened that lead to more that's not being told. That part I believe. I believe they may have stopped communicating with him as much, but something had to happen along the way. I would just like to know what that was. Right. Like Tyler just said, Something changed. I don't know what changed. Something changed, and that's on the staff. I'm glad somebody said it. Something changed. I don't know what. No one's being specific on the what happened, but you don't go from 2 months ago or in April having this kid apparently this close to committing and talking about being the cornerstone of the 24 class and recruiting and getting a lot of guys on board to simply not even putting us in the top 10. Think about what had to happen in that time frame. Even if the relationship had soured a little bit, you probably still make a top 10. So I just that whole situation is absolutely terrible. I don't like the FSU media claiming a kid lied. That's what they do, though. They've been doing that for a long time. So it is what it is. They've been doing that for a long time, man. I think it's lazy journalism as well, which is why if you haven't listened to the 247 on the bench where they actually address the Rick situation, that's actually the best explanation I've heard from a credentialed source, or is what Zach Bolstein and those guys did, and Chris Nee, I believe. I don't too much care for Brendan Sinone, but that's my opinion. Zach, Chris Nee, I think they did a good job on that pod. Go check it out. They explained things kind of the best of their ability, and they didn't hold any punches, and they were being honest. And I co-sign with a lot of what is said on that podcast. Dion wants skill position guys. The staff recruits differently. They choose their battles who they go after. Man, Dart, to a degree, I want to agree with that. But for the people that, again, and I addressed this in a video I did earlier this morning. So, again, if you haven't watched that, go check that out. Ricks was the number 2 corner or number 1 corner in the class, number 2 overall player. So, anyway, he's like a top 5 kid, period, in the class for 2024. You don't see him being worth going after? Like, I just don't buy that talk. I just don't buy that talk, man. That's me, though. I just don't buy that talk. That's stupid. If that's true, then they should resign. If that's true, then Mike Norvell should resign. You win some, you lose some. If that's true, then you're not good enough to be here. That's a coward's way of thinking, bro. I can't co-sign that. I don't believe. There's no way I can believe that. Staff probably took Jackson State is doing better than FSU. I mean, well, relatively speaking, put Jackson State in the ACC and let's have the same conversation. Come on now. Staff probably took a break with Rick's recruiting. He interpreted it as they stopped contacting him. But that can't happen, though. That can't happen, though. But why would they ease up? Why would they ease up? We can make the excuses, and I'm not, not coming at anybody for giving reasons. Like, I'm not coming at you, Timmy, or Dang Bay, or even Irv. I'm not coming at y'all for making or giving reasons. I mean, they are excuses, but you guys are doing your best to give a reason why that could happen. But I just rebuttal all of that crap. Irv, that's a coward's way of thinking. Again, why did they take a break? Why did they ease up? None of that makes sense to me. I agree. You build the trenches the right way, your skill guys are going to come. Not only that, but you can manufacture yards. 247 to joke. Yeah, man, I saw they gave you a copyright strike, bro. What happened with that? What's up, Teacher Y, man? What happened with that? Then they copyrighted something you did? I saw that. Because Rick's is so far out, I will agree with that. But I don't think winning was a factor with what Rick's is saying. I think that's the problem that we're kind of missing. Because if it was just about on the field, Rick's probably put you in at least his top 10. Some bridge got burnt there, bro. And I don't know if they get back in it with Rick's. I'm sorry to say that. New King says, I think what happened with Rick's is a result of the hunter. Norvell is scared to recruit, and if that's the case, he should resign. Why would he lie when he wanted to go to? That's what I'm saying. Why would he lie when he wanted to come to Florida State? I don't believe that either. I don't believe he lied. This job is doing a great staff at recruiting for a 3-6-5-7 team. The problem is we're not used to being this bad. I wouldn't say they're doing a great job. I would say they're doing an adequate job. At the end of the day, man, you still have to punch above your weight class if you want to really compete. I know that's asking a lot, but you got to do it. You got to do it. Why didn't Rich just told us what happened? Well, he did. He said they stopped communicating with him. For whatever reason, people don't believe it. I think that's what happened. They stopped communicating with him. The question is the reason. Rick's probably doesn't put that reason out. I would love to hear the reason from Florida State. But something happened. The reason, well, that's another question. For a 5-7 team, I'm impressed by what they're doing. Wish it could be better. I hear that. Definitely can't be mad at what they're doing on the inside. Brandon Sinone, or however you spell it, is a clown for reporting that. Jackson State won a SWAC championship. Actually, they didn't. They lost that game. Right? They lost that game. When he didn't commit last year, FSU knew the chances were slim and didn't want to put the. That doesn't make sense. Absolutely makes no sense. Hold on, guys. Chat jumped because somebody. James O'Sullivan. Shout out to James. We just got a crystal ball. Did we? We just got a crystal ball for Brock. That's interesting. So the recruiting, the quarterback position is going to be interesting. I would love to have them both, but I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how Parson reacts to that. Norvell ain't got no dog in him. Now I don't care about that last part, but who knows? Norvell probably don't have the dog in him. In my opinion, I believe some of these coaches were afraid of recruiting against top. Well, then again, if that's the case, that doesn't even make sense to me. Woodson coached at Auburn. Why would he be scared to recruit against? I mean, you coached at Auburn. He recruited against Bama and Georgia. Dugans has been at Miami. He's still in the ACC, so you still had to recruit against Clemson and these guys. And if you actually go back and look at Dugans in Miami, he actually recruited damn good wide receivers. He didn't develop them worth a damn, but he damn sure recruited them. Go back and check his rankings when he was at Miami. Same thing with Shannon. Shannon's known for pulling in the #1 class before as a head coach. Like, none of that makes sense to me. What up, Duval? Why do these kids do any of the things they do? Maybe Rich doesn't want to burn bridges. Maybe he actually, again, the kid grew up a Florida State fan. Maybe he doesn't want to burn the bridges. Who knows? You're asking a lot for an 18-year-old or 17-year-old or 16, whatever he is. You want him to give all the answers. Well, how about let's ask Mike what happened? And now I know they can't speak on the 2024 recruit, not publicly. So you're probably never going to get that answer, but that's all, bro. Real talk. It's clear that Dugans and Woods aren't getting the job done. And Ravella's over them. So as a leader, he has to make changes. Put FSU in the SEC. Vandarius Jacobs and Darren Lawrence are legit wide receivers, though. I keep hearing a lot of that. Some people even think that, I don't know if it's Lawrence. I think it's Lawrence. A lot of people think should be a 4-star. I think it's Lawrence. What's up, Yellow? Come on, fellas. A staff having a PTSD and a competitor. It makes no sense, Ardavius. Again, we're just copping pleas at this point. That doesn't make a lick of sense. You win some, you lose some. Get the kid a good NIL. We ain't talking about NIL. I think it's more Woodson than Norvell. In the rebuild, you have to either coach above your weight class. Thank you, Ty. Tyler's always the smartest man in the room. At least he's always thinking the things that I'm thinking. You're in a rebuild, man. You either got to, I've said this all along, you either have to coach or recruit. Mike has shown to be a liability at almost both. I think his recruiting has been better than his coaching, honestly. But you got to do it above your weight class. It was this year, not last year, but I hear you. Um, yeah, he posted that. Was a little suspect though. He hasn't done that to any other school. Some negative recruiting definitely going on. Negative recruiting's been going on. Matter of fact, if you talk to guys like or listen to guys like Robert, like Kearney, and some of these other guys, they'll tell you that these schools are negatively recruiting us. But we can cry about it, or we can do our jobs. No, that wasn't the bowl game. That was the championship game. That game they lost. Was it South Carolina State or that game was actually their championship game. What up, Peter? Dugans ain't been since that's true. Atkins being the OC, he might start helping recruit wide receivers. He knows the offense. We need it. We need it. Polk, what up, bruh? What up, Jeff? It seems you think highly of JSU. Do you think they lined up? I don't think highly of JSU. I don't know where you got that opinion from. I think they get monkey stomped by us. You know why? The trenches. They don't recruit them. They can't recruit them. They got to take, they got to develop them. They got to take guys, low-ranked guys, or maybe some portal guys and try to do something. But if you look at that O-line, bro, our defensive line would demolish that offensive line. If you actually go back and watch that game, they lost in the SWAC championship or that championship game, which it was a championship game, by the way. The trenches killed that team. They couldn't block. We would demolish JSU. Point blank, period. Travis Hunter might have a couple good catches, but we would demolish them. Shadur Sanders would be eating dirt all day. I promise that. What up, VJ? We got a couple of those. A dang bang. We got a couple of those. We got a couple of those, homie. AT2, I don't come in here laughing. What up, Marcus? Norvell's a nice guy. He said a real coach. Where? I believe the kid. Why would he lie on Florida State? We start recruiting the kids in our own backyard. Look at the linebacker from Lincoln, knowing we need a linebacker. Man, you crazy. This man's that big country with you gotta get better troll material, bro. You got to try to get better troll material. That was terrible. That made everybody giggle. Gotta get better troll material. Bundy says, what up with the wide receivers? On the team or in high school? Which one you talking about? On the team, I'm actually a little bit excited to see what them boys do. I'm excited for Pittman and McLean and Wright, Ontario, Ja'Kai. I actually think we got a good 4 or 5 deep rotation at receiver, bro. Okay, he says on the team. I like it. To be honest with you, I like what we got. I think guys like Wright and Pittman bringing that leadership, showing guys how to do it, especially a Winston Wright who's been productive in the college level. We've seen in the spring game how they plan on using Pittman, so that's going to be interesting to watch. You got 6'7" Johnny Wilson. You got 6'4" Malik McLean. Ontario Wilson has college production. And again, he's not asked to be the number one guy. So I think Ontario Wilson can excel when he's not asked to be the number one guy. Ja'Kai Douglas is, I don't know, every time they've called his number, he's done nothing but come through. So let's hope we get his number called a lot more this season. I like what we got at receiver, bro. I like what we got at receiver. He said, Griffiths, stop it. Bro, got to get better troll material. I thought we were out of this. But we just got a crystal ball for a Mississippi State insider for us to land Brock Glenn, actually. It's not Steve, but interesting. Yeah, someone else just put that in the chat, which is interesting. That is interesting. Again, if he commits, that quarterback competition thing is gonna get interesting. The winner of the SWAC and the MEAC, both HBCU conferences play in the HBCU Championship Celebration Bowl or go to the playoffs. JSU lost that game. That's what I was talking about. Big Country looks like a kid who hacked out of the bar. Stop the cap. What's up, fellas? Couple of things. Great hire from Norvell and Atkins, and a great day for Atkins. Well, Robert, that's what Atkins does. That's what Atkins does. He closes the deal. Again, you tell me Alex Atkins is on a recruit, obviously offensive line recruit, and I'll tell you, there's nothing to worry about. The crazy thing is, before this commitment today, I was actually trying to soften the blow in case he didn't commit, only for the simple fact Atkins can't continue to bat 1,000. Eventually, he's got to miss. Even the best of them miss. Atkins proved me wrong. He proved me wrong. Every time I think Atkins can't do any better, again, he's entered God mode at this point. I think we're good. I think we're solid. I understand the pessimism. But I think if you look at last year and you actually look at the amount of bodies we added, again, I think we're fine. That's just me, though. I seen we got a crystal ball for Kirkland, 4-star DB. I don't want to offend anyone, but what's Adam Fuller doing on the recruiting trail? You're not going to offend me, but that's a great question. He's right. Mississippi State just put in a crystal ball of 8. Wow, of 8. That's interesting. But keep this in mind. That might be a little bit of gamesmanship there. Mississippi State is also actively recruiting Parson. That might be that might be a little bit of a gamesmanship from Mississippi State right there. Remember, Parson is being recruited by Mississippi State. But we'll see. Glenn commits this month. I don't know if it's next week or sometime. I think he commits like the 18th or something. He commits this month. So we'll see how that plays out. Going to any games this year. I don't know. That means I have to come all the way to Florida to try to make some of the games. It's possible, not likely. Ricks is so inconsistent with his top schools. Maybe they elected to focus on 23 recruiting. You don't stop recruiting someone like Ricks, bro. I don't care how we try to spin it. You just don't. And someone from On3 put in a prediction for Glenn right now. Zoe says he'll take Glenn over Parsons. I'll take them both. Man, crazy how we got doing good in the trench recruiting, but worse everywhere else. Used to be the opposite a couple years ago. Ricks ain't the issue. But give it to the end of the month. Parsons will be gone. I think if Glenn commits, I think it's something to watch. So you think Mississippi State want to do a switch for Parsons? I think they might be just trying to raise Parsons' eyebrows. Sammy says it'd be nice to get Glenn. So yeah, man. Again, I said as of right now, I'll take Parsons over Brock. In the totality of it all, but I wouldn't be mad with either one. Would not be mad with either one. The only other team I believe that's in it for Brock Glenn, as a matter of fact, I think is Ohio State. I I ain't ready to crucify Woodson. I still think he finishes solid. We'll see what he does. Michigan State still searching for their next Dak. We do need both. You're absolutely right there. They need to sign both of them. I don't know how likely it is. Not sure how likely that is. Any news about the linebacker from Cali? I think he commits sometime this month, and I know we made the top three. I think it's us, UCLA, and Oregon. We need him. Don't know how likely it is you get a guy to come all the way from Cali to Florida State at linebacker. Does Glenn have a commitment? He does. I just don't remember it. I'm almost positive he does, but I just don't remember it. Yeah, I do remember. I see you were in there listening, but I do remember what he said. But they also have to understand that Mike and company have to do what's best too, and they have to. If they can take two QBs, they have to. So I hear you. But if you really want to compete, then you won't let a guy like Glenn run you away, as far as I'm concerned. Who wins, Spence or mine? When it finally happens, I got Spence. I'm cool with both QBs coming in. Do we get Smothers? We got to get one or the other. We're not getting both. I think Smothers is the one that's trending towards Oklahoma. I believe Singleton's taking a trip to Penn State. Man, we got to get one. Blake probably going to Oregon. Parson outplayed all FSU QB targets. At least he did, and that's why I said I'm gonna stick with him at this point. Norvell betting us in the 8-4 program. He's doing his job, setting up the table nicely for a next coach. Who will take the thing to the next level? Mike Alford got us. Mike got us, but maybe not the Mike y'all think, huh? I'm with you, Dart. Mike got us, but maybe not the thing. Maybe if we get Singleton, no, we just got to land one of the two. I think you got to get one of them. If you lose on both of them, yeah, I do. Because again, if you miss out on both of those running backs, now I'm asking you in 3 years, who was Coach Yak brought in at running back? But as long as you get one, I won't say nothing. Defense to be solid. We'll see about our offense. I'm about to head up out of here, man. I'm about to go home. As you can see, I've been on here for an hour, just sitting in the office with no one coming in asking no questions, nothing. I'm about to head up out of here. I don't know why Singleton wouldn't want to play behind this O-line, regardless of the Norvell system being so running back friendly. Thomas Dugans and Yank gotta go. It's gonna be hard to bring in a hole with them, not knowing if Travis will return today. Would I guess the Saints say they want it handed to them when QBs hand it to them. When you have Miami, Florida, and Clemson out recruiting FSU, 8-4, not good. I just don't think 8-4. I think 8-4 might help you with the 2024 class. I think the 2023 class is. Oh no, man! I think it's on life support, and 8-4 won't be good enough to shift the momentum on the recruiting trail. Why do you hate JP? Bro, I'm just sitting here chilling. I'm about to go. Where's your first sergeant? Had too much times on your hand. Hey, don't worry about me, bro. It's an everyday thing for me. Who's your sleeper on defense? Sleeper. I haven't really given a sleeper. Sleeper, somebody we ain't expecting. Great question, bro. You know what I'm gonna say? If that defense can take the next, like, if you defense go to the next level, Amari Gaynor finally just has a breakout year. I'm gonna go with Gaynor. I don't with a confidence of like 4, but I'm gonna go with Gaynor. 9 wins would be dope. 9 wins would be dope. I believe I saw you in the space today. I was listening. I didn't talk, but yeah, I was listening. What's a winning season? Because 6-6 and then a bowl game is a winning season. But is that really good enough? 7-5, is that good enough? Again, if you win 7 games, he's not getting fired. But is it good enough? Is the question I'm asking. So we're past 6-7 games. That's what he should have did in year 2. Year 2, he should have did 6 or 7 games. Now he's at a different point where he has to really punch above his weight class, so to speak. But I will give him credit. He's doing a solid job recruiting. He got Patrick Payton. With the recent QB online play, it's hard for any top wide receiver to commit. Pat Payton will come along this year. Gaynor, I like that. Ronaldo Green. See, the thing about Green is he's going to be shoved into the starting position off bat. So I don't know if you can call him a sleeper. Like he's gonna be starting opposite of Cooper. But I hear you. Not a bad pick. Anyone see Gant try to come from under that Desmond Rick's post? I saw, Gant was another guy, man, who said that FSU just stopped recruiting his brother. I mean, it is what it is. We need a QB, Gant, a bum. He's going to transfer. Gant's not going to transfer. This is last year. Gant's not going nowhere. He's going to play this year out. Negative recruiting would be easy against FSU. Do you think we could make a New Year's Six bowl at 9? If you win 3 out of 4, I think that all depends on where you finish in your conference. I think 10 gets you one, though. I don't know about 9. 9 you might just miss out on the New Year Bowl. But it also depends if, Clemson was to make it to the college football playoff. Then that frees up a spot or 2, right? So it just depends on how that thing plays out. The whole linebacking crew would be good with the addition of Tatum. That's what I told him. This is portal season while he's sitting there bashing the program, and he responds, "I'm only human." Well, I mean, he's speaking his mind is all I can say. This is last year, so he's gonna have to make it work. I don't think Green is going to start. I believe Knowles. I don't see that. I think Knowles stays at nickel. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think Knowles stays at nickel. We haven't totally stopped talking to Ricks, but the recruitment is dying down. Dying down. He's already went out in his top 10, so that shit's dead. South Florida Knoll. What's up with you? If he goes 8 or 9, no, of course he doesn't get fired. If he goes 8 or 9, then he's actually showing real life. You feel me? Especially that 9. 9 and 10, I think, flips this thing faster than, 8 is kind of like on par of what he should be doing. 9 or 10 is kind of like, okay, what's up, man? Like, you actually think about it. To win 9 or 10, you're going to have to beat not only like LSU, you're going to have to beat like some combination of like LSU, Clemson, Miami, or something like that. NC State, Miami, and Clemson. Like, our one was guaranteed Clemson has to be in there. Like you're gonna have to beat some combination of your best teams to win that 9. So, what up, Kane? How you doing, man? Um, it's been a 4.25. Oh, not this one here. It's been a 4.25 under Fuller. Chad was good with you. Hope not, VJ. If we go 7-5, bro, then again, Mike's not getting fired, but dead. Do we need the record prediction? Or not yet, but don't worry. When we get to the month of August, we'll get there eventually. We'll get there. What about the staff that's not recruiting well? Should they do a shakeup after 8 to 9? Yes, they should still do a shakeup. Absolutely. If anything, if you win 8 or 9, more confidence kind of gets put on Norvell's shoulder as the AD. You might say, okay, you're moving in the right direction. We can give you a legit extension this time. And then you can actually legitimately go out there, hire coaches away from other programs because you can give them job security. One of the big reasons why Mike couldn't make any changes this past offseason, nobody's coming to play for a lame duck coach. Nobody's coming to work for a coach that's the mistake that Kendall Briles made with Willie Taggart, right? He went he not knowing that Willie Taggart would have got canned as soon as he did. Kendall Briles was here for 1 year, and they paid him $1 million, and Willie Taggart gets canned, and then here we go. The next season, he's looking for a new job. So no coach wants to go through that, but he should still make moves. Don't settle. Make moves. Always make moves to improve your current situation. Even if you win 8 or 9 games, you still improve the situation. That's me, though. I think he'd be in the rotation. I think he's going to work his. If you look at it, Briggs, Verse, D-Mac are like the top 3, where you need at least one more player to fill out a 4-man rotation. And that's either Peyton or by returner or someone like that. So I think Patrick Peyton finds his way. I'm gonna wait till after the first game to pick a record. Well, the first game ain't gonna tell you anything. Is they should be the only thing the first game would tell you is if you only beat Duquesne by like 10 points. They should put 80 on Duquesne. Seriously, like obviously 80 is a big number, but that thing should be 42-0 at halftime. And then if you tell me you only win 49 because you put all the backups in the second half, I can deal with that. But by the halftime, that thing should be 42-0. I believe we joined the SEC in 24. If Jordan Travis stay healthy in every game this season, I see us winning 9. It is hot, bro. There ain't one guaranteed loss. We got an Orange Bowl bid with 9. I think it depends on the wins. Special teams must be better. I agree there. Facts, Tyler, LSU, UF, Clemson, and Miami are toss-ups. 2 linebackers. I guess we got no choice. Do you think 7-5 might be worse for the program long term? I've been saying that because 5, we know Mike gets fired after 5. Right? 5 games, we know he gets fired. 7, I don't think he gets fired, but there's no recruiting impact on a 7-win season. I don't care what you say. There's no recruiting impact. And then there ain't no guarantee you win your bowl game. So you can finish that season 7-6. And for what? You think a kid cares about you making the minor key car bowl at 7-5? They don't. That don't mean any. That's not progress. That's status quo in my opinion. Because you were 17 last year, and I'm gonna keep saying that. You were a 7-win team in year 2. If If you go 7 wins in year 3, you've done nothing but tread water, and that's not good. We've got to be better than last year. 7 wins isn't an upgrade. Where did Quayshawn Fuller? That's a great question. I don't know. I actually don't know that. I can look it up when I get off here, but I don't know the answer to that. LOL at 80. Y'all think I'm playing? 80 to zip. You really think we getting? They felt good about Smothers after the visit, but everybody's crystal ball him to Oklahoma. I'm gonna follow the crystal balls, bro. 80. I said 100. They would get Singleton, not Smothers. Moves like showing the door to Dugan, Shannon, Thompson. You got to make moves. Kirkland and Gadsden next. If we win 5 games and Mike is still here. If we win 5 games and Mike's still here, bro, I'm going to tell you. Got to land one of them. Agreed. Is Rodemaker ready to back up? That's only a question that Rodemaker can answer, homie. I don't have the answer, Sway. Okay, he went to Maryland. That's interesting. Wonder how he does up there in Big Ten country with those offensive lines. So if you're interested in what Quayshawn does, go check him out at Maryland. He's a Rodemaker. I hope so. So at least Duffy can sit a year. Who knows, bro? But yeah, man, that's all I got. I just want to touch on, we got a nice commit today. Big time offensive line commit. This kid's an athlete. Again, he's 6'8", 300 with a 48-inch vert, which is absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. He's from Sweden. He hasn't even been playing football all that long, and he already was a top 100 type caliber player. So you really, I think you got a guy that's going to be, Lucas Simmons is going to be an NFL draft pick. And he's probably the best offensive line commit you've had since, in a long time. So that's what I really want to hit on. And I know we started talking about everything else, but I've been at it for over an hour, and I'm about to get out this office and go home because ain't nothing going on here today. I did hear that Duffy going to be the backup. You too cold-blooded. As he should be. He should be third string. Unless he's just flat out better than Rodemaker, which is a possibility. But that's all I got today, y'all. Thank y'all for kicking it with me. We doing all right, man. All in all, we doing okay, bro. We doing okay. The offensive line, defensive lines are looking good. We need to get some Dustin Hill, so y'all know it's that time. Because Dustin Hill ain't walking through that door, so we still got to get these skill positions up. So there it is, y'all. Have a great rest of y'all day. As always, it's Go Noles. And we got you, y'all.